Welcome to Mark's News and Updates from Engage XR. This is our 234th episode. Since 2018, we've gathered, sorted, and curated all the news we think you'd want and need to know from the metaverse and beyond. If you miss a show, also check out our YouTube channel for past and present episodes, or come back to Engage XR for a spatially recorded repeat all over again at the same time tomorrow and every Saturday. News and Updates is produced by our founder, Mark, and our amazing volunteer News and Updates support team, all of whom do more to run the show than we up on the stage, obviously, and we are so grateful. We're winging it today as our host-in-chief, Laurel, can't be with us, but please welcome to the stage your News and Updates hosts for today, Marcia, Karen, and I'm Steph.
And you're right here.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Steph. Oh, we don't want to hold you in suspense. We know you're all eager to learn about the new Apple VR headset.
Indeed, we are. After a couple of years of rumors and leaks, the new Apple VR headset is here.
Sorry to interrupt you, Karen, but the headset isn't exactly here yet. We still have to wait until early next year.
Ah, that's right. So the headset we've been waiting 2 years for arrives in a year. Okay. Well, I guess we'll have to wait till early next year.
It's a lot of fuss, but I think Apple deserves a running start, don't you?
Yeah, hard to argue with that, my friend. Laurel is not with us today. She is traveling. So let's get on with the news about the Apple VR headset announcement, along with more information from Meta about the Oculus Quest headsets, even more news from around the metaverse.
Well, on to world news. Well, while there is plenty of news around the world unrelated to Apple's announcement, the one that concerns us most are the fires in Canada. While Canada has been choking with forest fire smoke for weeks, the winds have shifted and the smoke is covering here in New York, Pennsylvania, Ohio, and even reaching down into Washington, D.C. and Virginia. It is even causing flight cancellations across Canada and the United States.
Depending on the wind currents, that smoke could travel northeast across the Atlantic and impact Greenland, Iceland, and even the UK and possibly Scandinavia if it remains dense enough.
Another possibility is that it will continue to push south, impacting people and crops in the Carolinas and Georgia. For the millions impacted by the smoke, please stay indoors with windows and doors closed and sealed as much as possible.
Your COVID masks are good for viruses, but they aren't as good for forest fire smoke as they don't make a tight seal. It does help keep some of the particulate matter out of your lungs, however, which is a trigger for those with asthma and breathing challenges. We've even seen people jogging with swim goggles on to protect their eyes, so be careful.
Absolutely. And for those of us who are enchanted by the spectacle, enjoy the alien-colored skies and sunrises and sets as our skies resemble Mars more than Earth.
That is so right. Meanwhile, for those in and around the big island of Hawaii, the red alert warnings are out not only for more eruptions from the famous active Kilauea volcano, but also for increased air toxicity, as the eruptions are spewing not only just gas, but glass particulars in the air.
Ouch.
If you're a fan of geology and Mother Nature drama, check out the live streams of the volcano. They're best viewed at night for the most dramatic views. Okay, now on to the news you've been waiting for.
It's here, and it's not what you think. But let's put this in perspective. This week, Educators in VR's hardware team leader, Mitch, walked us, literally, on a tour in Engage of all the headset tech we've learned to love over just the last 5 years. ending with a discussion of Apple's new Vision Pro.
Just last week, we covered the Augmented World Expo in Santa Clara. But what has struck us since is how many of their exhibitors had each individually introduced some of the same tech breakthroughs in productivity, entertainment, and communication that are also all part of Apple's Vision Pro.
But that's where the similarity ends. We promised some perspective, and here it is.
Back when the first Macintosh was introduced in 1984, this was not anyone's idea of what a computer should be. It came with 2 apps, one for writing and one for drawing. Its monitor had 2 colors, black and white. It came with 128 kilobytes of memory and looked like a kitchen appliance. The price tag was a whopping $2,495, roughly $7,285 in today's dollars.
This headset is not intended to be taken as a virtual reality headset, even though it's capable of it.
The Apple Vision Pro is another kind of computer, one that doesn't look or feel like any you've used before. It will likely be able to immerse in our metaverse, but it has been designed to augment reality, not transport the user away from it. Just as the first Mac's graphics interface replaced command line text, this Apple's Vision replaces what we now think of as virtual computing.
Gone between users and their access to real or virtual worlds are the CPU, the monitor, controllers, mouse, even keyboard. This is the future, and we mean that literally. The headset is slated to be released next year, and we will see how it changes the future of computing.
Indeed. With all the Apple hoopla, let's not forget that news continues to come out about the Quest 3, coming hopefully this fall. Meta states that Quest 3 has been redesigned from the inside out, incorporating not just color pass-through, but true VR and mixed reality experiences and capabilities.
Yes, the headset will be sleeker and lighter, but Meta, like Apple, seems to be more focused on what they describe as seamlessly blending your physical world with the virtual world. They are also implying possible AI integration and capabilities in the Quest 3, with estimates that you could buy 11 Quest 2s or 7 Quest 3s for one Apple VR headset. This is going to be interesting.
7 of them, huh? Meta announced this week that they will showcase the research prototype that might be in their next version at SIGGRAPH 2023 in August. They've developed a VR headset with near retinal resolution as an angular pixel density of up to 56 degrees to support a wide range of eye diopter accommodation. The high pixel varifocal display could match the capabilities of the human eye.
Meta also announced their new Touch Plus controllers for the Quest 3, which are like the Meta Pro controllers without the IR LED rings. Using advanced tracking technology, the infrared LEDs are still in use, integrated into the face. Combined with accelerometers and gyroscopes and the necessary haptics, the lightweight controllers are sure to go over well with users.
Nice. Beat Saber's co-founder, Jaroslav Beck, said all that he checked out, they all pass his expert tests and feel more comfortable and natural. They've also improved precise hand-to-hand interaction and skills. We're eager to play with them. They appear to be backward capable with the Quest 2, so they may also be sold separately.
Interesting. Have you guys tried out Horizon Workrooms? Designed as a collaboration productivity app, mostly for teams and businesses, Workrooms now allows for 2 extra virtual monitors for Windows. This had only been available for Mac users, so it's a welcome improvement for those using Windows who were formerly constrained by the number of physical monitors they were using. Now they can have more virtual monitors. Here's to improve productivity.
Yes.
Pico. I bet they're happy. Pico is still fighting against the blocks in the United States by expanding even further into Asia. Facebook Meta announced their first store in the San Francisco area last year, and Pico is expanding theirs globally. They announced this week that they have opened a new Pico store in Queens Bay Mall in Penang, Malaysia, its second store in that country.
The almost 1,500 square foot store offers an immersive experience across 4 separate zones for gaming, fitness, entertainment, and social. Shoppers not only get to try out the headset and VR firsthand, but they can customize their experience with all the various apps and devices on display.
Microsoft stores have become hard to find around the world, but Pico is pushing boundaries. Their current warranty program offers a 1-for-1 exchange for customers to swap out their headset for a brand new unit in the store. If you're in the area, check it out and report back. We'd love more pictures of the store and also to hear about your experience.
One of the topics that keeps coming up about the new Apple VR headset is the price. Many think that it won't sell as it is priced beyond our wallets, right? Well, Benjamin Dannenberg, a reporter for Mixed Reality News, wrote an editorial about the expensive price that made us reconsider our position.
He says that the discussion of price is an old one and a wrong one. The belief is that if headset device is cheap, everyone will buy it. But that theory has never worked.
Called luxury technology, it's true that those who want it will buy it, no matter the cost. Even when manufacturers lower the price, there is an increase in sales, but it doesn't raise the level of commitment and loyalty, and the demand plateaus.
He explained that people buy for more than the sex appeal. They buy it because it's functional. They buy it because the why convinces them that if it has a good enough purpose, it gets things done better and faster. People will spend the money, whatever it costs.
Dannenberg believes that what separates the masses from the enthusiasts is that enthusiasts are tech nerds and will buy to test and push the boundaries. The masses will buy it because it has the games, apps, and the potential of purpose. It's an interesting theory.
It is.
Think about your last major purchase. Did you buy it because of the cost or what it would do for you? What do you think about the price of the Apple headset? Do you believe it will be worth the price tag? Let us know after the show or in our Discord.
Okay, so on to some metaverse news. Now, last week, Tomb Raider and others were concerned about the news that Horizon Worlds was shutting down community events. News out this week is that events are still alive, even though Meta shut them down.
First, Meta's event feature was a mess right from the beginning. Many believed it should be fixed, not turned off completely. Last year, Meta was excited to announce that their VR events platform Horizon Venues would be joining Horizon Worlds, bringing huge artists like Billie Eilish and the Foo Fighters, along with major sports events, comedy shows, and more into the platform. But like many other exciting features, Venues has disappeared too.
To fill in the gap, some Horizon World independent contractors created Horizon World's calendar as a replacement. Open the website in your headset. Okay, I'll get headset and headset. I'll put it all together.
One way or another.
Get into your sites and your headset. You can drop into any event on the list or send yourself a reminder. It is integrated into Facebook groups, which requires its own login and connection from within the headset.
It's not perfect, but it works. And you can add your own event to the calendar. As for the existing Meta event calendar feature, it remains for a while as the current events that were booked in advance play out, with no ability to add new events. There's no news yet from Horizon World developers on a replacement for event booking.
Virbela announced a new avatar system to expand upon their human-only avatar options. The business platform was designed for 2D users, though it was improved for VR headsets over the past few years. The announcement said that the avatars are part of their new system to explore identity through avatars and virtual personas, embracing a greater diversity.
A work in progress, the avatar's look is not much different than other platforms, human bodies with arms and legs. The roadmap includes support for facial tracking for expression and support for disabilities, including wheelchairs. Virbela is built on top of FrameVR as a branch. It's not clear if the avatar system will be included in the FrameVR itself or not.
AWE announced the winners of their $100,000 XR prize challenge focused on fighting climate change. The grand prize winner was Between Two Worlds, an AR app that invites viewers to experience wildlife art in a unique way by bringing them to life through your phone or tablet to share stories of the threats to them and their habitats.
Best of category winners were In Situ, that brings future cities to life through AR to discuss urban change, Mangrove City for middle school students, and Arctic at Risk, Kiki Taruk, a documentary-style VR experience exploring an island at greater risk from climate change. Congrats to all the winners, and thank you for pushing AR and VR forward in our fight to recognize and respond to climate change.
Yes, way forward. Good for them. We've been following the gamer's nightmare called the Microsoft and Activision merger for a while. And news was out this week that Activision may pull out completely from the UK market in order to complete the merger with Microsoft. With so many of our fans, including our own producer, Mark, in the UK, we take this news very seriously.
We do. Now, UK officials initially condemned the merger. They're only now second-guessing that decision before the July 14th deadline. However, Activision could just remove the UK from the equation. 2022 data estimates that Activision Blizzard King generated about $828 million in revenue just in the UK. If the company pulls out of the UK, it could mean that UK users will lose access to buy new games or cause other complications. We will definitely continue watching this.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Speaking of England and the UK, any Sherlock Holmes fans out there? The Case of the Hung Parliament is a unique live motion Sherlock Holmes VR detective adventure coming out this week on Quest. It uses live action filming with professional theater actors to entertain you as you travel between crime scenes across London to interrogate characters and search for clues as you build a case against your prime suspect. It sounds intriguing. Check it out and let us know what you think.
Oh, you're bringing a smile to my face. Can't wait to try that one.
Mhm.
At this year's metagaming we don't have facial expressions, so you can't see it. At this year's metagaming showcase, developer Mighty Coconut announced a new addition to their Jules Verne series for their popular VR game Walkabout Mini Golf. And I might add that I tried this game last night and it's super fun. So it's their Walkabout Mini Golf as well as an upcoming iOS version of the game. Players will be able to bounce balls around between dinosaurs and giant mushroom forests. When I say balls, honey, I mean golf balls.
I thought so.
I was going to ask you, you cut off pause
so.
there.
Meanwhile,
okay. Are there still any Pokemon Go fans out there? Well, their next season has started, and the June Community Day is June 10th. It features the dragon, almost a Dargon. It features the dragon type Exu, a popular rare Pokemon. Players who evolve fracture into Haxus, Herix. You can tell I'm not a Pokemon player. Into
I was hoping you
Heroxus.
knew.
Okay. No. Okay, so I'm probably slaughtering it. Apologies to everybody. Okay, so players who evolve fracture into Heroxus during the event will get a Heroxus that knows the charged attack breaking swipe. Check it out this week.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
I know.
Yeah.
I'm curious right here. Could we ask everybody to raise a hand if they still do Pokemon?
Oh, dear.
No, they're all looking around. No, okay.
Well, we are very excited anyway, and jealous that the City University of London is opening the UK's largest AR/VR design learning centre in partnership with ARUVR. This enterprise-grade XR training platform will be in the School of Science and Technology and serve the engineering, computer science, and applied mathematics degree programs as a full, bespoke metaverse design training center.
Opening in September 2023, the state-of-the-art facility will train up to 50 students simultaneously to become
Wow.
tech pioneers. This is part of a determined effort in the UK to up their STEM skills and stay relevant since the brain drain after Brexit. We
Not
are
breakfast.
thrilled, Brexit. Oh yeah, not, oh, well, I get a brain drain after breakfast, honey, but this is Brexit. We are thrilled that they are investing in the metaverse for education and see greater potential with this program.
Indeed. And now for some world building news. Unity's Unite 2023 is November 15th through 16th this year in Amsterdam. Early bird registration has started with a save the date sign-up form. The two-day event is packed with a ton of announcements, workshops, tutorials, and interviews with expert designers and developers from around the world. AI will definitely be a hot topic. If you are a serious world builder, it might be worth considering a visit to the Netherlands in November.
Ooh, sounds like fun. Should we get our tickets now?
Mm-hmm.
Don't forget that BlenderCon is in the works and will also be in the Netherlands this October. The Netherlands is becoming a mecca for metaverse builders and creators.
Hmm.
United Nations SDG finals have been announced, and among them is the team led by Dr. Heartbeats, Boomer, and
Yay!
others for their project created originally in AltspaceVR called the Brainwave Project. Some of us have seen it, and it's just phenomenal. The virtual world will be coming to Engage XR soon.
The world features social and educational spaces that explore the impact of sound on the body and senses to change your emotional state. It's a groundbreaking virtual experience, and we are so proud of them. And now on to Metaverse AI news. On June 1st, NVIDIA announced its new Neurolangelo AI, named in honor of sculptor Michelangelo. It uses a 2D video of an object or scene filmed from various angles, selects several frames that capture different viewpoints, like an artist considering a subject from multiple sides to get a sense of depth, size, and shape. Once it's determined the camera position of each frame, the AI creates a rough 3D representation of the scene, like a sculptor starting to chisel the subject's shape.
But it doesn't stop there. The Neurolangelo then optimizes the render to sharpen the details. Just as a sculptor painstakingly hews stone to mimic the texture of fabric or a human face, the final results is a 3D object or large-scale scene that can be used in virtual reality applications, digital twins, or robotics development.
This is going to be neat.
It is.
Yeah.
Style Avatar 3D is a new AI method for generating 3D avatars with image and text diffusion models. This new method is based upon research in China using EG3D, the GAN-based 3D generation network that calibrates photos rather than data as part of its training, thus improving the image variety and realism and controlling the random nature of the image generation.
The research is still in development, but proposes a future high-fidelity and realistic method of generating avatars, both human and imaginary, using AI technology. We'll be keeping an eye on this one, too.
That's for sure. In late-breaking meta news, Axios reports that in an all-hands meeting with workers on Thursday, Zuckerberg announced a range of generative AI technologies at various stages of development, many designed directly for consumers.
Highlights proposed include allowing customers to use a text prompt to modify their own photos for Instagram stories, personality AIs to help or entertain on Messenger and WhatsApp, and more. An internal company hackathon in July will focus on generative AI, and Zuckerberg recommitted to publishing research and sharing AI technology with the open source community to expand the knowledge and reach.
None of this is a surprise, as Microsoft announced the same thing a couple of months ago, and Facebook's main rival, Snapchat, has already released their Snap AI chatbot. Adobe, Salesforce, WordPress, everyone in their cousin's company is incorporating AI into everything.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. The first AI chatbot in the metaverse was Althena here in Engage XR. It's one of the biggest game changers in computer technology ever, and we love her. Ha ha.
Okay, on to the Discord tips news. Discord is our back channel communication network for social VR. And this month they continue with their birthday celebration with the release of some new features.
Well, Discord has been releasing announcements, new features, and free toys throughout the month. They include free activities in direct messages, as well as servers to play mini golf, play artists on a collaborative shared canvas, and even a poker night with new stickers and emotes and card backs.
There are games and so much to do. It's hard to keep up with. To find out what's available, go to your DMs and Discord. Click on Discord's birthday below Friends, Library, and Nitro, and above your DMs. If you have an active server, there are some really cool things to play with in your community, and you can consider adding them after the birthday celebration is over.
Yeah, that's a good idea. All right, folks. Okay, it's time for your favorite part of the show. We know you love this part, but we must let you know we usually do funny stuff, but the next news story caught our hearts, and we couldn't stop thinking about it all week. So that's what we're going to do instead of the funny stuff. Let's go for it, girls.
Okay, and this is just an awesome story. I love it. Christopher Havens is serving a prison sentence for 20 years for murder. A high school dropout, often in solitary confinement due to his temper, he started studying math to keep his mind busy while in solitary confinement. He found he had a knack for it. He started solving math puzzles and was soon even dreaming about them.
Beyond the bars, no one cared about what he was working on, and he was working on some crazy stuff. He started seeing fractions as matryoshkas, those nested Russian dolls, with the numbers inside of other numbers inside of other numbers. He started working long chains of fractions that could stretch across his cell with 15 feet of notebook pages. He couldn't get the idea out of his head. It took him 2 years to do the math that might explain his theory.
He wanted to talk to someone about his work. So he reached out to a journalist by Princeton University requesting a mathematician to correspond with. A few months later, researchers from Italy reached out, and together their work led to discovery and a published paper on that nested dolls fraction theory.
What caught our attention in this story were two things. First, he did this under extreme limitations.
Yeah.
We know that when faced with limitations like we experience in VR, especially with world building, the greater the limitations, the more creative we get, right?
Oh, hopefully.
We look at the limits. Well, hopefully, yes. And we weren't up against the limitations that he was up against. But, you know, when we're doing the world building, you know, we look at the limits or anything, right? Even this show today where everything seemed to go wrong. But we look at the limits and we consider how to go around them or through them.
Exactly. So we personally can relate, of course, not to his situation, but we can relate. We don't let the limits define us, but allow them to define our work. They are our muse, our inspiration, or challenge. The limits make us very much more creative. How to get over the wall.
At least mentally. The other point was the name Haven used to name his unique fraction formula, Zapf. It's a German name and a symbolic reference to the German folklore story of a traveling nobleman called Zapf who falls into a quicksand swamp. He escapes by braiding his own hair and making a rope to pull himself out of the muck. Haven said this defined his life. His math puzzles and theories pulled him literally out of the pit.
Havens continues his work with partial differential equations for frameworks on scattering theory. In an article in Scientific American, he said, "Justice is not what happens after a person who committed a crime serves X number of years. Justice happens when you begin to fix what led you to prison in the first place." I love that.
I love that too. And that can go in so many directions right now. While he admits that some debts he called infinite debts cannot be paid in full, he believes that prisoners turning to math and other educational inspirations will help them lift themselves up and out of their swamp.
That's beautiful wisdom.
Yes, it is.
Well, now on to events. We do our best to cover a wide range of metaverse-related events, but we need your help. If there is an event you are involved with or think, Marcia, get off of your keyboard. If there is
it was me. I'm sorry.
If there is an event you are involved with or think would be a good fit to share here in news and updates, please post it to our Share Your Event Discord channel and let us know.
May I now?
Yes.
Could you tell me what all those colons are for? With our community spread across
Marcia,
multiple platforms,
my keyboard's broken.
It's harder than ever to find events you appreciate learning about. As there is no central location, we're trying. We're trying, but we do need your help. Thank you.
Obviously.
Okay, so the Tribeca Film Festival in New York started Wednesday, and news continues to come out of this entertainment industry powerhouse event. The number of VR-based films is greater than ever before, and 70% of the competition feature films are directed by women. The festival... Oh. Sorry.
I touch it.
Oh. Okay. Marcia, can you get...
What?
The festival
I didn't
is
do
also
anything.
showcasing
Oh, yes.
43 first-time filmmakers, many from traditionally underrepresented communities. We'll have news on the winners and other announcements next week once we compose ourselves.
Thank you. Thank
Marcia?
I'm ready. I'm okay. Look at the slides, everybody. It's up. IGN's Summer of Gaming event started yesterday, and we are still processing their announcements. Here are a few early highlights.
Friday the 13th, the game will no longer be available to buy after December this year as its license is due to expire. You can continue playing, but no more purchases will be allowed.
Okay, I have composed
Ooh.
myself, so Mark won't fire me now. All right, here we go. Okay. The U.S. video game subscription market appears to have reached a plateau in player spending, according to new data from analytics firm Circana's Games Market Dynamics report. While video game subscriptions are flatlining, the industry likely will see a rise internationally as well as expansion in the market due to metaverse growth.
This doesn't stop the fan base from swooning and spending over gaming memorabilia. Magic: The Gathering's upcoming Lord of the Rings expansion includes a one-of-a-kind One Ring card that collectors are already willing to pay $1 million for. This could make it the most
Wow.
expensive and valuable gaming object in modern times.
Holy cow.
No
That's
kidding.
real pink of them.
Yeah.
News
Oh.
continues to come out of the Summer of Gaming live stream event, and we'll have more to report on next week. We've shared the link to the live stream in our Discord, so you may follow the news as well.
We're trying to cover as many of the other game festivals and showcases coming up, including the Guerrilla Collective Showcase and the Future Games Show, Xbox Showcase, Starfield Direct, PC Gamer Show, followed by Ubisoft Forward, Upload VR Showcase, Nintendo Direct, and Sony State of Play. Gamers rejoice. It's going to be a magical summer of new games and devices.
Looks like it. Meanwhile, Microsoft's Ignite has been announced for November this year. The event is usually in Seattle and online, and we are expecting exciting news regarding mixed reality from the HoloLens to Microsoft Teams and Mesh, creating a bridge between online conferencing and social VR experiences.
We're also anticipating announcements about AI moving VR and mixed reality to a new level as Microsoft continues to focus on driving the technology forward rather than the hardware. We're keeping an eye on the mixed reality roadmap.
It's summer in the northern hemisphere and winter in southern parts, and people are enjoying themselves outside and not in their headsets. Events are starting to scale back with people heading on vacation or just spending more time outdoors now that we can. We'll be here with the News and Updates live show until the end of July. Then we will be taking a break in August with the rest of the world.
There are new events, activities, and updates from across the metaverse available on our News and Updates Discord every week. We invite you to share your events and news that you find about social VR and the metaverse with us in our Share Your Events and news channels.
Thank you for joining us today. We film this show here in our studio live on Fridays and repeat it with a spatial recording every Saturday. We love keeping you updated on what is happening in the metaverse.
Please join our News and Updates Discord to keep up with the news announcements we make throughout the week, and subscribe to our News and Updates YouTube channel. We are working on getting our live stream working again soon, so stay tuned.
We thank all of our professional and citizen reporters around the world every week that help make this show work. Please visit Road to VR, Wired, Verge, Mixed News, Forbes, The Guardian, CNN, Level 80, Business Insider, Ryan Schultz, Upload VR, Scout VR, Financial Times, and so many more for in-depth information.
We are volunteers and community members, and we thank them so much for all the work they do to help us all put this show together every week. We do this for you for free to help you be better informed. If you would like to become involved as a volunteer or extra crazy person, please let us know. It's a great place to learn, and we'd love the help. We will be hanging around after the show afterwards to talk to you, so stick around. Don't go anywhere.
And please be careful with your health as you head outdoors. Remember, we believe in you. This is our community, and you are our family. You're not alone. Stand tough, stand up, and most of all, in these uncertain times, please, please be safe wherever you are in the world.
Yay! We did it!
We did
Yay!
Good Lord Almighty.